Good morning. So today we're going to be conquering Scafell Pike at a minimum, and then on top of that we're going to be trying to hit Grey End as well, which are both over that way. Now, for those of you that didn't see my previous video, I'm in the middle of the wilderness, and that is because last night I wild camped, and I wild camped at Scafell Tarn, a tarn just down from Scafell Pike. Now we're starting our ascent of Scafell Pike, my first ever solo hike from Scafell Tarn. So in 2 days I've conquered a solo wild camp, and we're going to conquer Scafell Pike as well. If you haven't checked out the solo wild camp video, go watch that and then come back, because they're going hand in hand. They're two separate videos, but they're going hand in hand. So we shall see you heading up towards Grey End, up there. About to go up Scafell Pike and Grey End, and as if by magic, what was my home for the night there is now all packed up into this bag, and we're ready to head off. And it looks like it's going to be a lovely day. It's a bit of a shame I couldn't get the tent away dry, but hey ho, that's the luck of the draw. You win some, you lose some. Off we go. So I've just set off, and I realised that in my video yesterday I didn't really show you around the area because it was dark. So I was camping just there, around there, which I had breakfast this morning, and this here is my cooking area and sitting area last night. But this is Scafell Tarn. I tell you what, my bag's feeling a little bit lighter this morning. A lot of people tend to come swimming in this tarn because of the island in the middle. Don't know why the island in the middle would make you want to come swimming here, but apparently it's a draw for people. So obviously one of the bonuses to setting off from 600 metres up and setting off from wild camping is I'm hopefully going to have the day complete earlier than I would if I was starting off from by where the car would be parked, because I'm only just getting there now. And now we're going to head up towards Scafell, but Scafell Tarn has not disappointed one bit. Absolutely amazing. I had it all to myself last night, and I'm wondering whether I'll have Scafell to myself this morning, to be honest. Doesn't seem to be many people up on the mountain yet. It is 20 to 9, so people will be probably arriving now and starting their walks. That is incredible. Just for reference for you, Scafell Tarn's just that way, over that, and down that way is Seathwaite. And this is where we're heading, up this way. So that down there, that water that you can see, that's Scafell Tarn. Now, I was going to do a little bit more recording, but the next time you see me might be at the top of Grey End, I'm going to be honest, because, well, the clouds coming in thick and fast, and as you can see, there's not much to see or look at. So that path there ahead of us, that would take you over there to Great End. Now I've decided I am going to do Great End, but we're going to take this path over to Scafell first, because I'm going to come back via this path that we've just come up down there, and it would make no sense to hit Great End and then Scafell from coming back this way. So I'm going to hit Great End on the way back and see if there's another way down off Great End without me having to go down that. So onwards to Scafell Pike. I'm starting to see why this isn't the conventional way of going to Scafell Pike. It is all bouldery like this. It is ridiculous. I think it's over that. I'm using my map to navigate me, and this is where it's taking me, so yeah, we'll see. There's cairns along here that people have built, which to me would suggest I'm going in a direction. Whether it's the right one or not, we don't know. I just came across that boulder field there, and I'm going to be so annoyed if it turns out there's a path over there that was easier. That was fun, but dangerous. Very wet, very slippery, and I still can't see Scafell. But there's cairns and a sheep, so we'll see. But there's a nice view coming up over here. Let me show you it. There we go. Look at that. And I've just stopped, convened on my map, and I'm in the right place. We're heading that way, funny enough, where all the cairns are, towards Scafell. I don't know how well you're picking me up at all, that close and at that distance, but I've just stopped for a coffee stop. It's 10 to 10, and I thought I've not had my coffee yet, so I stopped for a coffee stop. We're not too far from Scafell, to be honest. I reckon we'll be up Scafell before 11 o'clock. Which is really good news for us, because when we get back to the car, we've got an hour and a half drive to get to the youth hostel that I'm staying at tonight. I couldn't bring myself to do 2 nights of wild camping. On this big rock here to shelter behind, I've got another one of my... Take 2. I've got another one of my biscuits, and got my coffee. I've got some water. Where did you go? So yeah, I've got me coffee and my biscuit, and yeah, it's so cloudy and overcast you can't see anything, so there's not a lot of point me recording much really, because you wouldn't see much. There was a sheep. I don't know if you can see that. There was a sheep right on the edge of the mountain there. You probably can't see it. It's ridiculous. I'll circle it in post edit or something, even if I can see it in post edit. Now I've just stopped to point something out, because we're pretty much in a whiteout now. I can't see anything anywhere really within a couple of metres in front of me. But something about this route up from Twinkling Tarn I wanted to point out. If you're going up this route, it's all like this, bouldery, and you can't really see the path, but there's cairns everywhere. There's some back that way. Oh, almost fell. But if you didn't have these cairns, you'd be pretty screwed, to be honest. I don't think you'd be able to find your way. It's sketchy business, actually. I've decided to switch onto my phone to just double check that I'm on the path. And I'm exactly on the path. This is the path. And like I said a minute ago, thank goodness there's cairns here, because, okay, yeah, this is the path, and this is quite noticeably a path now. That, not so much. So I am following the OS map path that's on here to get to Scafell, but it just so happens that, yeah, it's not very well marked on the ground. want to show you what I'm faced with here. Now, this is clearly a route up that you can take. That is Scafell Pike, but this looks like it might become a bit of a scramble, and I've got a very heavy bag on my back. So the stuff underfoot, I'm having to use the GoPro just because I don't want to end up dropping my phone. But all this stuff underfoot is so slippery, so I'm having to really try hard to place my feet in good positions before I push, because I'm putting an awful lot of weight down because of the bag and then obviously myself. But looking at this, it might not be the best way of coming back down, to be honest. It might not be very safe, and if I do come back down this way, I'm 100% going to try and use poles. At least, fingers crossed, we've got this on our left hand side, and that's sheltering us from a lot of the wind. But at this rate, we're going to be up Scafell by 10:30. So just looking back from where we've just come down this steep scree type rock face, you can see what I mean about it being a complete and total white out, and you can't see a thing. It's cloud everywhere. So we're going to get to the top of Scafell Pike, and I already know what the views are going to be like. They're going to be non-existent. So we're approaching the top of Scafell Pike, and exactly what I wanted to happen has happened. Because we're here so early that it's 10:30, it's empty. There is not a single other soul around. Either that or they're all going to jump out at me and scare me. But I think that this is the top. Well, that's a big enough telltale sign to me to tell me that that's the top, I think. Unless I get to this and there's a big sign flashing elsewhere, I think we've reached the top of Scafell. There is no one else here. Nobody else at all. Now that could be because of how windy it is today, or it could just be that I'm here so early. It's not even 10:30 yet, so I think that's probably the bigger thing. Here we are, walking up the steps to the tallest point in England. My God, it's windy and it's so cloudy, but there's not a single other person up here. I have it completely to myself. Take one of trying to get a photo up there. The camera's here. I have 10 seconds to get from here to up there. Let's see how well it goes. Time to see how they came out. Just so you can see, that's my setup. My water bottle, that's luckily still got water in it, is weighing down the tripod with my phone on it. So, Scafell Pike completed. We're going to head down to the bottom of the Broad Crag, round the bottom of the Broad Crag and back to Great End. We're going to do Great End, back to the car, and then up to the youth hostel. We're now going down this scree thing that we came up with. I don't think we're on the same bit we were on earlier. I think I've come too far over to the right, but I'm back on the GoPro again because I don't want to, if I fall and I let go, I don't want it to be my phone. Oh, that's the way we came up before, over there. I'm going to head over that way because I think that's just going to be safer. The cloud cover is slowly lifting. Maybe I should have stayed for a little bit longer, but I want to get to the youth hostel with a decent time so I can have a shower, freshen up, and unfortunately, problem with where I've parked is it's an 1.5 hour drive away to get to the youth hostel. It'd be quicker for me to walk to the youth hostel from the top of Scafell, because I've got to go round the mountain almost. But there we go, we've conquered Scafell Pike. We'll go hit Great End, head back towards Styhead Tarn, and look at that. Isn't that incredible? Everywhere, amazing views here. So I just want to put some perspective in it. When we were here earlier, which was about half an hour ago, we couldn't see this valley It's not even a valley. Couldn't see any of this at all. And that's where we've just come from up there. That's towards Scafell. Now Scafell is still under cloud cover. I think even if I was still up there now, we'd still be in the cloud. So I made the right decision, but the wind is starting to stop now. So we're heading back up here to the bottom of Broad Crag, and then we're going round to the Great End, up onto Great End, and then I think we're going to head down to Styhead Tarn, and that is where I'm going to have my lunch stop. So I've not really recorded much on this walk back because you've seen most of it already and it's so windy, but that there, peeking out of the clouds, or what was peeking out of the clouds 30 seconds ago, it just so happens that my click record and the clouds cover it. That's where we're heading to next, that's Great End. But this, it's been a really good day. It's not even lunchtime when we've completed our main peak for the day. We're now heading towards Great End. I'm hoping that we can go up to Great End and over the other side. We are venturing to the top of Great End now. Don't think we're going to get any views of Sprinkling Tarn like I'd hoped. Now I'm wagering a guess that all the torchlight I could see last night was people looking for a summit. And this might just be one of those mountains that is named but doesn't necessarily have an obvious summit. But I'm taking that little cairn there to be the summit. So I'm going to go and touch it. Barren land of rocks everywhere. As you can see, I'm like tripping over it more. It makes me think even more that the torchlight I saw last night wasn't people camping. I just physically can't see how you'd be able to set up a camp up here. I'm trying to get to the edge over here to see if I can see Sprinkling Tarn. Once I'm at the edge, I'll flip the camera and show you what I can see. So you can't see it, and you're not going to be able to see it for a little while. But I reckon either here, there, or there, that's where I was seeing the torchlight from. If none of this cloud was here, right there in the middle, that's Sprinkling Tarn. Decided that it's time to get the poles out, especially with what's behind me, what I've got to come. I'm going to need that extra assistance getting down this bit, I think. So that means there might not be a lot of footage of this next bit. I think I just need the, especially with this big heavy bag, I just need the extra stability when on terrain like this. And I'm being sensible because my wife said she'd kill me if I wasn't sensible. So we just came down that. I'm just doing a quick update because the GoPro's in the bag now and I don't want to run out of phone battery, and we're going down that. So it's all right unless we don't go down there, we might die. And down there, very windy, got our poles out, and then hopefully this shouldn't be too sketchy now. So I'm getting a little bit worried. We've just come down that, very steep, and we're coming into this little crevice here. I'm just getting a bit worried that down there looks bloody steep. This is definitely one of the harder descents I've ever done, and it's been made harder by the fact that I'm carrying about 15 kilograms of overnight camping kit on my back. So something I've learned since I've been mountaineering is it always pays to check your map. I found this route here, just down here, which looks much nicer than what we were going to be doing, which was over that way. There it is, our first view of Sprinkling Tarn from a distance. Now I can't exactly pinpoint where I camped, so we're heading down this way on our way to Styhead. We've just come down that. I've just put it on the ultra wide length. We've just come down that. That's probably the hairiest bit of this descent. I'd say if you're coming down from Great End, give this descent a miss if you're not very experienced. It's been quite difficult, and the views I'm getting now are worth it, but other than that, yeah, it's just been difficult. I think that might be Scafell there, you know. Maybe not. I mean, you wouldn't believe that I just came down that. Like, the camera just doesn't do it justice. I just came down that. Utterly incredible. And actually, I'll tell you something really nice. On my way down, I met a old couple on their way up, and I stopped and had a little chat with them, because obviously the descent was one of the hardest descents I've done, and they were ascending it, and obviously I wanted to hear what the rest of the journey was like and warn them off of a few areas that might be a bit tricky. And I just got chatting to them, and he retired, and he said when he retired he made it his goal to do all the Wainwrights, and yeah, that's what they're doing. They're doing all the Wainwrights, and he said this is his last Wainwright. So good luck to him. I didn't catch his name, but if you ever see my video, good luck to you, my mate. And look at this. This is what you want to see. I haven't started recording with HD now, but in fact, just down there, that's where I was camping. Just there. Because you can see to the right, my little cooking station. I moved to the GoPro because my iPhone is full on storage space. Where I've not had Wi-Fi, none of the videos have synced to the cloud yet. Finally on what I would call an acceptable path. We're now heading towards Styhead for some lunch. Let's go. Is the location that I have chosen to spend to have my lunch. This here is Styhead Tarn, and eventually we'll be following this path that these people are on, heading back to Seathwaite farm. It's currently 12:45. We've been up since 7 o'clock, and we've been moving since half eight, sorry. What a long day. GoPro tripod mount's broken and my phone's run out of battery and space, so yep, I'm just holding the GoPro now. Seathwaite Farm. Feels like only yesterday we were here. Well, that's because it was. Tell you what, that whole descent, I thought I'd never see this farm again. Now, everybody place your bets. Will my car be there, and will it be there in one piece? Who knows? Well, we're back on the road that I parked on, and my ankles are burning. Your ankles don't ever really feel the pain until you're back on flat ground, and my god are my ankles burning. But the descent today has just been utterly insane. It's been, yeah, treacherous the whole way. Rolly ankle, sort of scree stuff, not nice at all. And I think we should have been back down here about an hour and a half earlier than we were, but because of that descent, there's just no way of doing that quick. So, on our way to the car. Well, there you go. I'm going to keep this brief because I need to get off, but that is now the end of my solo hike day. We've been out for 2 days. We did yesterday where we went up and we wild camped at Sprinkling Tarn, and then today where we hit Scafell Pike, great end, and we went down back via Styhead Tarn. I'm now going to head over to my youth hostel for the night, but yeah, we're going to head there now. I'm going to find somewhere to have a beer because I could do with one, but other than that, thank you everyone for sticking out this far, and if you've made it this far, thank you for sticking around. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see more from me. Hit the like button, and I hope to see you in the next video. I am knackered. I'm going to smash myself with some Tang Fastics that I found in my car, then get on the road and get to the youth hostel so I can get a beer. Cheers, guys.